What is going on, people? Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday. Hopefully everything is good. I can't complain. I had to take a little stop real quick, give me something to eat, and I'm about to get back on the road shortly. It has been a beautiful day out here in the great state of Georgia. Up in the north part of Georgia, it's been really, really nice, and hopefully it stays that way for the rest of the weekend because it's 4th of July coming up, and hopefully we'll have a pretty good weekend overall. Speaking of that, we will be having some more content on the channel. Last week I wasn't able to put the content on the channel because my son got his Nintendo Switch 2 and I've been, helping him work with that for the entire weekend. So that's what happened there. But nevertheless, let's talk about this topic at hand right now. In the link down in the description, there is a link for Stop Killing Games. And I got that with all the other stuff down there. Check all that good stuff out. But Stop Killing Games is on the move. We are making it happen. Everybody who has been talking about it, the controversy, who's been telling people what the real story behind it is, we are moving. We're now, last time I checked, was like 850,000 signatures, and it has to get to 1 million by the end of the month, by July 31st. I think it's going to make it there. It is definitely on the move, and it's all thanks to, Pirate Software and everybody else who jumped in to actually defend what Stop Killing Games is. It's basically an initiative to have developers give a proper end of life to some of these games so they can continue to be playable once the development and or the support of the game is gone away. So you won't have games like The Crew. You won't have other games that are basically gimped, that or basically dead, not necessarily gimped, but just dead, and you can't play these games outside of the community actually keeping it alive. And even if the case with the initiative is for giving the community the tools to keep the games alive, I will say this, like, one case in point that is a dead game is The Crew. Everybody knows about The Crew, what's going on with that. A game that a developer kept alive that was online based was Gran Turismo Sport. So these are two racing games that are pretty much difference of what this initiative is about. The Crew is dead because the devs basically killed it off. Gran Turismo Sport was an online game that's still alive because they patched the game so you can still have all the offline content that is there. It's not tied to the Gran Turismo servers. You can go buy Gran Turismo Sport right now, and you may have to download some updates, or even probably don't even have to do that, but still you will have the content that's left that is offline to still play. So that's the difference between what we mean when it comes to Stop Killing Games. Crew dead, Gran Turismo Sport still living. And we would want other companies to basically, at the bare minimum, follow the model that Polyphony, I cannot say their names right to save my life, the Gran Turismo company done to keep Gran Turismo Sport alive. I think that they gave us a really good, solid. Or at the very least, what they could do, even with Forza, I think Forza 7 or 6, one of those games, I think one of those games was still online connected. I could be wrong. Or even Forza Horizon. What they did, they were able to say, hey, look, we're about to kill this game off. We're going to discount the game if you want it. We're going to give you all the DLC, because once we kill this game, the game is going to be delisted. But you will still be able to have the DLC. So you got like 2 months to get this stuff, or let's say 3 weeks or whatever to buy this. You can buy it, it's yours, you keep it, it stays in your library, whatever, DLC, good. But you can still play that game offline, but that's another form of not killing the content. So I think at the end of the day, we are making a push. Everybody is making a push to have this continuously be looked at by legislation, which I'm not a big fan of legislation looking at games, because they basically told us to police ourselves back in the ESRB days. But hey, this is the right step, and hopefully it'll make something of it. Also, what I will say is this. This is probably one of the biggest things that has ever been done in gaming, if you really think about it. We all came together with the, I will say, with the Battlefront loot box situation, which technically that was something that was caught by the attention because it made Star Wars look bad, not necessarily the fact that we came together. That was just a part of it. But the main thing is, this situation is purely on the gamers. And this is something that could be the biggest push that's ever been done in gaming history to actually help out the consumer, the people who buy these games. people like us who want these games and necessarily want to keep what we purchase. If I buy a game and it still has all the tools to stay offline and I can play it after the fact, I want that because I paid for it. Now, obviously, if it's an MMO, if it's an online-only game like one of my favorite games, Mag, yeah, Mag from the PS3. You know, I'm not trying to get that game back up and running again. It was an online-only game. We knew what we were getting into. It even says it's on the box that is online-only in bold letters. Unlike some of these games nowadays that they will tell you in a little bitty small fine print on the back of the box that, hey, you're going to need an internet connection required. And then on top of that, some of these companies literally tell you, like, look, what we're going to do is we're going to let you sign this EULA where we can just get rid of any of this content at any time without notice, and you can't do nothing about it. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. That stuff needs to go. So hopefully we get all of the petition, enough signatures on the petition. We'll get it signed. We'll get it up and running. And for the most part, we'll be able to get the legislative branch of the EU. I don't know what they're called, Parliament, I guess. I'm not necessarily, you know, I'm a United States citizen, so. But hopefully we'll get them to look at it and they will be able to make some type of determination on why this is going on and why this is anti-consumer, and hopefully they'll be able to change some things similar to what Valve had to do in Australia with the refund policy, because a lot of people kind of forget the refund policy on digital games when it came to Steam and PlayStation and stuff. That wasn't a thing like I can't remember what, 4 or 5 years ago. Probably even later than that because of the Cyberpunk situation. But that wasn't a thing at one time. When you bought a game, you were done. Even if you never downloaded the game, you were done as far as refunds. But, legislative got involved and that branch got involved in Australia. Now you can get refunds on games. So hopefully we'll get that same type of, that same type of result where something needs to be done, because games like The Crew don't need to exist. And where the game is built and then it can be taken away from you, and you basically have a cup coaster on your table where the game is actually pretty solid, is at least solid enough where you can actually go back and play and enjoy the game. The actual concept of The Crew was actually pretty cool, and they kind of got rid of it. But now, since they got a good bit of backlash, the next game that they had that came out, they don't have this issue. But we want this for all games. All games that can be saved in a playable state, or they can give us the tools for it to be in a playable state. That's what needs to be done and going forward. So hopefully that'll be done. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I got to get back on the road. It has been a great day, but at the same time, I got to get back home. I can't be on the road all day enjoying this weather. I got to get home at some point, right? So let me know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the link down in the description. I need you to check that out and pass it on to anybody and everybody you can. And hopefully we can get this thing over the finish line. We can get a million signatures. I think, like I said, right now it's at 850,000. It's been moving like crazy. So let's do that. Let's see if we can get it done. See y'all on the next one. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.